Why do you feel relaxed after smoking? Hi, this is Nasya Davos, and in this video you will learn why you feel relaxed after smoking, or at least why it seems that way. Because smokers are not imagining this. Smoking does seem to help with stress. But is it real relaxation or an illusion created by your addiction that feels very real? Knowing the answer to this question is the key to quit smoking without anxiety, so keep on watching. Before we get started, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button so you can get notified when we release more videos that will help you quit smoking easily. So after you smoke, you feel relaxed, yes. But this is weird because, for one, if smoking really relieved stress, then smokers would be the most relaxed and zen people ever. But that's not the case. And of course it's weird because it's physically impossible for nicotine to relax you, because nicotine in small doses, like a couple of cigarettes, it's a stimulant. So why do you feel relaxed after smoking? There are actually 3 reasons why. The first reason you feel relaxed is because you relieve the stress coming from your cravings, not the stress coming from your problems. Smokers have 2 sources of stress: the stress that comes from life that everyone has, and they have an additional source of stress, the stress coming from their cravings, because cravings are causing physical and mental tension. Physical stress because you're agitated when you're craving, and mental stress because when you're craving, the craving mind keeps nagging you to smoke. And of course, being addicted in and of itself causes worry, guilt, and stress. So cravings are physical and mental stress, and when you smoke, it's that kind of stress that you relieve. For example, imagine we have Maria, the non-smoker, and in a parallel universe we have the same Maria, but she's a smoker. This is the same person, they have the same life. The only difference is that one of them is a non-smoker and the other is a smoker. So the first Maria, the non-smoker, she's having a stressful day. It's Monday morning, she's having a stressful day. She has to pay the bills that are overdue, the kids are making a mess, she has deadlines for work, she has too many responsibilities, too much of life stress. Now the second Maria, the smoker, she's having a stressful day, but she has an additional stress, the cravings. For example, the bills are overdue, this is causing her stress. She's craving a cigarette, so she also has stress from that. So she smokes a cigarette to satisfy the stress from her cravings. She feels a bit better and she thinks the cigarette helped her cope with the bills. Same with the kids, they're making a mess. This makes her feel stressed. At the same time she's craving, she has the stress coming from her cravings. She smokes a cigarette, she relieves the stress coming from her cravings and thinks that it helped her cope with the kids. The same thing with the deadlines, with the responsibilities, with everything. So the first Maria, the non-smoker, she goes on with her day, while the second Maria, she keeps on smoking and relieves the stress created by her cravings, not the stress coming from her problems. She still has the same stress. So the thing is that the first Maria, the non-smoker, she is less stressed because she doesn't smoke. Because the thing is that when you're a smoker, every craving you satisfy causes the next craving to come along that you're going to have to satisfy too, and it's going to give rise to the next craving. So you crave and crave forever. So smoking relieves the stress coming from your cravings. Smoking solves the problem it creates. So if you want to get rid of the smoker's stress, all you have to do is become a non-smoker. Now the second reason why you feel relaxed after you smoke, it has to do with your breathing. What do I mean? Our emotions affect our breathing. For example, how do you breathe when you're stressed or angry or tense? Your breathing is like that. Shallow, fast, interrupted, right? And how do you breathe when you're relaxed or feel peaceful or relieved? Your breathing is deep and slow, right? So our emotions affect our breathing. What you may not know, or what you may know but you're not using for quitting smoking, is that our breathing can also affect our emotions. It is a two-way street. So when you're stressed, your breathing is tense, like that. So you take a few puffs, And in order for you to inhale the puffs, your breathing has to change and become deep and slow. So you feel relaxed when you smoke, thinking that the cigarette helped. Well, in reality, it was the deep breathing that relaxed you, not the cigarette. And that's why the first 2 puffs of the cigarette is what magically relaxes us, right? It's because you changed your breathing. That's why. And you can breathe just as well and you can relax just as well without the cigarette, just by changing your breathing. So next time you feel stressed, I want you to breathe as if you were smoking a cigarette but without smoking. And I want you to try this and let me know in the comments what happened. Now, the third reason why you feel relaxed after you smoke is that you don't know what relaxed feels like. You probably have been smoking since you were young, so you never learned other ways to cope with stress, and if you did, you forgot about them. So throughout all your life, every time you felt stressed, you went to smoking. And because of the deep breathing and because you relieved your cravings, you never had the chance in your life to learn how to cope with the ups and downs of life with healthy ways. And maybe you're gonna tell me, but smoking is the only thing that relaxes me. But compared to what? It's not that you have 10 different ways to cope with stress and smoking is the best. You have no other way to cope, so you have no point of reference of how relaxed really feels like. When you smoke, you feel better because you relieve your cravings. We talked about that. But better does not mean good. Not craving is not the same state as feeling relaxed. These are different states. But in your mind, they're the same because you don't have any other point of reference of how relaxed really feels like. You have forgotten how relaxed feels like. So I want you to start observing other smokers, and I want you to observe yourself and ask yourself, do you really live life as a relaxed person? You're gonna see that you don't. And the thing is that the wonderful thing is that the smoker's stress goes when you stop. Becoming a non-smoker, it's not only gonna stop the stress coming from your cravings, but it's also gonna reduce the stress coming from life. And there is research that supports that becoming a non-smoker decreases overall anxiety. So there are wonderful things waiting for you once you stop smoking. So, 3 reasons why you feel relaxed after smoking. Number 1, you feel relaxed because you relieve your craving, not the stress coming from your problems. Reason 2 is because you change your breathing from shallow to deep and slow. And reason number 3 is because you don't know what relaxed really feels like. You only know what not craving feels like. So if you want to beat smoking and stress, you need to work on your mental addiction. And the best method to work on your mental addiction is the CBQ method. CBQ stands for Cognitive Behavioral Quitting. The CBQ method is a psychology-based method. It has no drugs, no medication, and it has helped thousands of smokers quit easily, including myself. And my team and I have been improving it after years of research and modeling what happy non-smokers did. And we put it in a method that everyone can use to succeed. And this method works because it has 4 quit smoking stages. And these stages help you overcome the mental addiction and quit without anxiety. Now, I know there is too much information all over the internet about the CBQ method. And many times people ask me, how do I get started? And you get started with a foundational video of the CBQ method. You need to put the foundation first. So make sure you get the video, the link is in the description, and in this video I show you why the CBQ method works, why it can work for you, and how the 4 stages work together. I'm gonna show you an overview of your journey, and you're gonna put a good foundation so that anything else you're ever gonna learn about quitting smoking, you will know how to categorize it properly so you can make the most out of it. So make sure you watch this video, it's gonna help you a lot. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know in the comments, do you smoke to cope with stress? And if you like this video, hit the like button below, share it with someone who can benefit from it, someone who smokes to cope with stress, and subscribe to this channel to get more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.